Hello everyone and welcome back to round 12 of the F223 Ollie Bearman career mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here at Zandvoort. Just 3 rounds to go of the campaign, and it's safe to say things are continuing to heat up in the championship. Last weekend now, if you missed it from Belgium, we had a brilliant weekend. We've now taken the lead of the championship and have built up a small buffer. But honestly, heading into these final 3 races, you could argue anyone inside the top 10 has still got a chance at the crown here. Unfortunately, I keep getting power cuts at the moment, so I've lost all the footage from qualifying, but we are ready for the sprint race here. But we're starting way down the order, as you're about to find out. But if you're new around here, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well. You know, a massive thank you to everyone for the support throughout 2023. 2024 is going to be even bigger, and I cannot wait to share the journey with you guys. But anyway, let's get into it. Dutch Grand Prix time.
Welcome back to Formula 2, where the tension is building for what promises to be another exciting race here in the Netherlands. 2.6 miles make up a lap here at a wet Zandvoort circuit, where some tricky braking zones and sudden drops will push our young drivers to their absolute limit. 14 corners overall, and a 678-metre main straight will provide the best chance for overtaking. I'm joined by a man who's had many a wet race, Davide Valsecchi. Just how challenging will these conditions be out there on track?
Delighted to be here, Alex. Even in this weather, nothing will be easy for them. We may have standing water, which means visibility will be a worry. They just need to stay clear of the white lines and curbs. That can cause you a real problem when it's so slippery.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Well, here we are then, trackside for the Dutch Grand Prix, and it is looking like a very, very wet conditions here. We've got 15 laps ahead of us, and like I said, yeah, made a bit of an error in qualifying, but we have opted to run a very, very high downforce setup here. So hopefully that's actually going to work in my favour as we head into a wet Dutch Grand Prix. But yeah, we've just got to try and score some points, see if we can get close to the top 10 once again. It's 5 red lights here at the Dutch GP. And it's going to be lights out, and away we go there. Fairly clean, tidy stop. Ralph Boschong caught napping by the looks of it, as well as Roman Stanek there. So Richard Verschoor, the homeboy, going to try and have a bit of a move forward down in towards turn 1. We will get down the inside of the Van Amersfoort car and make sure we give him some room on the exit there. 3 wide as we make our way out of turn 1 for some of our drivers up the road. Oh, we've got to be careful. We've got to be really, really careful in these conditions at the moment as we try and put the power down up the hill. We'll get around the outside of Roman Stanek as well there. So 4 places gained on lap 1. We might make it 5 as all. We had a look around the outside of Kushmini there. It's a very, very scary place to be on lap 1, but we have snuck by and we are up then and into P13. So yeah, Fred Vesti took pole position again on Friday night qualifying. So I think that's 4 pole positions now in a row for our teammate. So he clearly has got a lot of confidence behind him. 1 lap pace in the car. Feels like a lot of his points recently are just scored by taking pole position as well there. But I believe Victor Martins at the front of the field has been very, very unlucky this season. But yeah, of course, the weather is going to be the big one today. How will tyre wear fare around this Dutch Grand Prix? Tyre wear doesn't look too bad as we come towards the end of lap 1. Oh, that's not going to help us out though. A little bit of a wobble out of the final turn. And oh, we've got to lift out the throttle so much there through the banking. That might leave us vulnerable. Here comes Miney again as we make the run back down in towards turn 1. Campos driver there. We'll squeeze him to the inside. We'll hook it up around the outside again, but he actually locks up into the side of me. So a lot of action going on for a Dutch Grand Prix, but we are through. We hang on to P13. Fred Vesti, I can see a little bit further up the road, making light work of Ayumu Awasa. Can we nail the final corner this time around? Yes, we can. There, hang it right up towards the wall on the exit. That is going to be even more scary when the DRS has been enabled, but can we have a look down the inside of Crawford at turn 1? No, the young American there will just slam the door on my nose. So it feels like we've got every Red Bull car under the sun directly in front of me. The AI definitely are blending out the throttle though as they make their way up the S's. Unfortunately, oh, nowhere we can go. And Crawford there really caught me by surprise at the top of the hill. So we're going to lose places to Miney and Stanek. Who was that just Richard Verschaw just tried to barge me off the road as we got back on there. Didn't feel like I came across his nose or anything, but Verschaw getting the elbows, like maybe has picked up a bit of damage in the process. But just one little error like that gives you so much more work to do. Around the outside of Crawford though, yeah, Verschaw is struggling. Verschaw is really struggling. So he tries to put the power down in towards the final couple of corners. We'll get back down the inside. I'm going to claim there's a bit of karma there for trying to ram me back off the road. But yeah, Richard Verschaw, a nightmare start to his home race. Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking. Well, team want us to box a little bit early, but I'm tempted to see what's going to happen with the weather. But new fastest lap of the day. If we can get a top 10, that bonus point would be very, very useful here. Okay, and we got Stanek and Miney in front of me, though. Let's try and work our way through. Controlled and calm.
Okay, I think the track's going to be drying out quite soon. Be careful you don't burn out your tyres.
That's really interesting to hear, as well as all I said about controlled and calm, and immediately we'll send it down the inside of Stanek at the top of the hill there, but rain apparently is meant to be coming to an end quite soon. So what I'm going to try and do, keep these tyres on a little bit longer. Tyre wear's absolutely fine, so it might be a case of just trying to see how far we can take them. Well then, Miney, let's see if we can try and get a run on him out of the final corner. The young Indian driver, I'm intrigued to see how he's going to get on in F2 2024. I think he's got a lot of potential in the future. Not going to stop me sending it down the inside though, down at turn 1. And we are now through and up into P13 again. Team want me to box now, so we might start seeing other AI into the pit lane. But yeah, look at that. 4 Red Bull cars directly in front of me. Then Fred Vesti. So effectively, we've got a very, very Red Bull heavy Prema sandwich at the moment. But need to try and find a way around Crawford. Want to try and get ourselves into the points. But strategy, yeah, could really change this race up. I do not want to box onto another set of the wets, as again we're going to run on Crawford up the hill. This time round though, we're ready for him to break that a little bit earlier. We'll slip down the inside, number to P12. Oh, Fittipaldi there, very slow. Ah, that's why then he's pitting at the end of lap 7, so we're going to see a handful of cars in. And we're going to be up then into P6 then of this race, as Fred Vesti trying to make a move. I think, no, he's trying to defend from a Yuma Oasa on the run down towards turn 1. But yeah, I think the rain has now stopped fully. So track surely is going to be drying out quite soon as well. This battle, Dennis Hauger's got the best seat in the house for, but I'm going to enjoy the show as well. Oh, a little bit of a cheeky look down the inside of Hauger. Not happening there, though. The Norwegian driver just able to hang on around the outside. But I think, yeah, we're surely going to see the rest of the AI box now. And tyre wear is starting to get up there a little bit more. That's not going to do me any favours. Nice double front lock-up as we make our way through the final couple of turns. But, yeah, this is going to be really, really interesting then to see how strategy pans out as down the inside of Hauger will go. So I think because we're running more downforce, our tyre wear has actually been slightly better than the AI here. As I almost went to the inside of a Wassa then, until I realised that would be a really bad idea. But yeah, I think because our tyre wear has been a little bit better, we're able to take this set just that bit further. But now really we're hoping that the track dries up rather quickly. We've got yellows out as well. Someone's got issues further up. Don't know who that is. If we had a safety car now, I would absolutely be bolting onto a set of dry tyres to see us through to the end of this one. Jack Crawford out of the race. Doesn't look like we're going to get a safety car, though. Oh, but there we go. New fast lap of the day. But, yeah, I mean, I can already see Martin's on the relative. He's taken about a second out of me on this lap. We've probably only got 2, maybe 3 more laps on this set before we end up getting a puncture. So there we go. Yeah, Martins obliterates that lap time. Clement Novalak, of course, won the real-life Dutch GP feature race last season. Fun fact, Clement Novelak, yeah, took as many wins in Formula 2 last year as champion Teo Pourchaire did. Team suggesting a new strat, and they still are saying wets are going to be the way to go. I am not interested. Put me on dries when it's time to box. Martins now is running close to 3 seconds a lap faster than me. We've probably only got a couple of more laps before he's closed in. There's everyone going quicker and quicker as the track is getting closer and closer to drying out. But what worries me now is I think we've got to box the end of this lap. These tyres won't go much further. And unlike with the Formula 1 cars, I believe in Formula 2 that the tyre wear actually accelerates the more warm they are. DRS, though, has now been re-enabled. Has that come at a perfect time for us late on in the day? Yeah, look at this tyre wear, 90% now. So we make our way through the final couple of corners. We are not going to be able to get another lap out of this set. This is a big, big gamble. Team giving me a new strategy, but I don't care. I don't want to risk anything. As all, we've actually got a puncture. Puncture on the way into the pit lane then. So yeah, we certainly weren't going to be able to go any further in this GP. But as we come in onto a set of the dry tyres, will the AI be doing the same? It doesn't look like they are. So Martins is going to try and stay out there. Will the AI just run to the end? We are really going to have to try and motor on then in the final few laps of this GP, but will we even have an advantage on these dry tyres? I guess the AI just don't obviously want to risk, don't want to pit too late on in the day, and of course if none of them pit, then none of them really lose out. But 4 laps to go here from Zandvoort. These soft tyres feel fine. We have got some grip on them. We might lose a little bit this lap, but I think we're going to be able to attack. AI are not interested in pitting at the moment, and I mean, looking at the times, I can't blame them. We're not really losing out anything to Isaac Hadjar in front, but we're not gaining either. This might end up being one of those races where there are lots of moves that need to be made right at the very end. Yellow's out. Someone else has got issues. I believe that's a Campos at the rear of the field. Perhaps has gone for a spin. Either way, they're way behind the rest of the field anyway. Hoping they don't bring out a safety car, though. Okay, yeah, now we're closing in on the AI. These final couple of laps are about to potentially come very, very interesting. They're purple through the middle sector. Will the AI box? If I was Victor Martins, I'd probably say it's worth staying out there. You've got 2 laps to go. You're only now starting to lose a bit of time to the cars behind. And the ART driver, as well as, I'm assuming, everyone else, he's going to hang out there yet again. We took a second out of Hadjar in the second half of that last lap. We might still score some points here as new fastest lap of the day. The AI's tyres as well are going to start getting more and more worn out, especially in these dry conditions. And yeah, you can see now, able to carry a noticeable amount more speed than Isaac Hadjar. He's sliding all over the road as we round our way through this middle sector. This is kind of like the opposite of Belgium 2008 at the moment, as we try and put the power down out onto this back straight. DRS as well, of course. And look how much later we can brake there down the inside of the high-tech car. And now surely this final lap is about to get crazy here. We have got so much more grip than the AI. We've got fresher tyres, we've got quicker tyres. And the gap is getting more and more noticeable there. None of the AI opted to box. One of them has opted to box. Who's that? I think it's Fittipaldi, who's decided to dive into the pit lane then. So, not really sure why late in the day, but it's going to promote me one step closer to the points here. Of course, we need a top 8 by the end of this, and that top 8 is right there. Vesti and Awasa are disputing it at the moment, but are we potentially about to make some big gains on the final lap of the Dutch Grand Prix? I don't think we're going to hassle the front runners unless they get punctures or anything like that. But surely we're going to be able to move past this whole train of cars just in front of me. Down the inside of Stanek will go. Again, setting purple lap times through Sector 1. But it's like the AI stood still at the moment. Dennis Hauger next up. Easy, light work down the inside. Don't even have to worry about trying to get fully past him through the initial stage, because we'll just have the grip on the exit. Down the inside of Kushmini there. We'll switch him off the corner. Back into the top 10 we go. But Fred Vesti and Iyuma Oasa are sensibly, I think, going to be the last cars we can overtake on this lap there. And as we make our way down, purple again, or Fred, a little bit of a lock-up as we make our way through the final sector. of the Dutch GP sprint race. We are now one place outside the points there. It could be a battle between myself and Fred Vesti out of the final couple of corners there with the DRS. Oh, my teammate just parks it on the entrance. Martins is going to win the race. It is going to be a drag race, though, between myself and Fred Vesti. No, we're not going to do it.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Victory for ART then, after a quality performance. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
The difference was in the strategy. Credit to the driver for sure, but races like this really drive home how much of a team sport this is. They did a lot of work on the pit wall to really make the most of each stint and to make the best use of these tires. But that said, all of that would have been for nothing without a talented hand on the wheel.
An amazing race today, and a very well-deserved one too. The team worked very hard to get exactly the right setup out of the F2 car. It works for them, and the results speak for themselves. ARTGP winners today. After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It was not the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
Lots of drivers impressed me today, Alex. But if I have to say one that impressed me most, it's Victor Martins.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Teams Championship. ART have extended their lead over the championship. After all this drama, you would be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Half a tenth of a second in the end there. All the difference between the Premas as we got to the finish line. But luckily, we did score a point by virtue of that fastest lap there. But a fantastic day out for you if you're French. Victor Martins there. I know Arthur Leclerc is Monegasque, but let me have it. Yeah, Victor Martins, Arthur Leclerc, Clement Novalak, and Teo Porcher are our top four there. And our other championship threat, Brad Benavides, up in P5. Daruvla as well, scoring some points. Let's not count him out of the title fight towards the very end. But it does mean championship-wise, well, the gap at the top's been cut down to 14 points there. But Fittipaldi having a bit of a disaster. It does mean, though, I mean, if Fred Vesti can get a win on the board tomorrow, he could be less than 50 points away. 2 race weekends to go. It is not going to be an easy feat for him, but it does mean as well we are still right in the running with ART and MP Motorsport for that Constructors' crown as well. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back tomorrow when Formula 2 returns ready for the feature race. We've got no changeable conditions, I hope, so we might actually get a normal one for a change. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise and allow me to continue making content full-time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.